About 40 million Americans experience insomnia every year. Most will experience acute insomnia, which is a brief period of sleeplessness that usually goes away on its own whenever what is stressing you out goes away. The type of insomnia we're talking about today, however, is called chronic insomnia. And I'm going to give you advice on how to get over it once and for all. Advice your doctor will never give you. So if you find any of the following advice helpful, please hit that like button and share with someone you know who is suffering from insomnia. We really appreciate it. According to the Sleep Foundation, chronic insomnia is defined as disrupted sleep that occurs at least 3 times a week and lasts for at least 3 months. If you're experiencing chronic insomnia, you don't need to be reminded of just how hellish trying to sleep can be. We know that not sleeping for long periods of time seriously hurts us physiologically and emotionally. It reduces our brain's ability to learn and make decisions, decreases our ability to regulate emotions, i.e. why you might lack motivation or feel angry or depressed, and it puts us at an increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and much more. If you're a current insomniac, you've probably desperately tried it all. Binged through advice articles and YouTube videos, saw your doctor and gotten medication, kept a sleep diary, sprayed scented oils on your pillow, limited screen time before bed, joined online insomnia forums, and maybe even tried acupuncture or hypnosis? But nothing has worked, has it? After visiting the doctor, you may have realized just how unsure, confused, and divided the medical community is about treating insomnia. And most articles and videos online just regurgitate the same advice that's already out there. I'm not going to rattle off tips and tricks you've already heard, such as limiting caffeine after lunch, exercising 3 to 4 times a day, eating healthy, reducing your bedroom temperature, cutting off nicotine, etc. I will assume you already know this. These are tips for improving sleep quality. They are not appropriate advice for someone who feels like they've forgotten how to sleep. In fact, this kind of generic, I want to even say obvious advice like eat well and exercise will actually demotivate and be counterproductive for a chronic insomniac. Before we jump in, it's imperative we first face the truth of the 5 mistakes you're making now but don't know. Mistakes that are actively reinforcing your insomnia. Only when you stop making these mistakes can you start to recover. Your first mistake is asking your doctor for sleeping pills. You see, your doctor will likely prescribe a doping allergy pill or something stronger that knocks you out into next week and leaves you with side effects, addiction, and withdrawal symptoms if you ever taper off. Temporarily, you will likely believe any kind of sleep is better than no sleep, but know that you're taking the pills along with the following beliefs. There is something wrong with me. There is something external that can make me better. You see, you're using medication as a crutch, and just like scented oils or a specific nighttime routine, all crutches will at some point fail. The truth is, artificial crutches will remove any confidence you have in your own ability to sleep. There is only one fail-proof crutch I'll get to in a moment that separates happy sleepers from insomniacs. Your second mistake is you're trying really hard to sleep. The harder you try, the harder it is to fall asleep. Sleeping is not something you have to do. Sleeping is a complete lack of any doing. There is an analogy of sleep and falling in love. For both, it goes slowly, slowly, and then all at once. So stop trying. Your third mistake is calling yourself an insomniac. Yes, we need to name things to differentiate between what we're talking about, and I've called it out up until now. But giving an inability to sleep a name reinforces the idea that you have a medical condition. The story you tell about your sleep will come true. Let me repeat. The story you tell about your sleep will come true. I'll explain in a moment what we will replace the word insomniac with in our self-talk. Your fourth mistake is endlessly researching for a cure and trying one tip after another. Because guess what? People desperate to sleep will not sleep, no matter what they take or what they do. You may recall that prior to your sleep issues, you didn't need to spend countless hours perfecting a concoction of a nighttime routine. Before we get into the final and most detrimental mistake, I want to rewind a bit and make a guess as to how your chronic sleeplessness started. Let me know in the comment section if your story went anything like this. You had a super stressful event or events that took a toll on you emotionally. As a result, you had one night when you didn't sleep at all, worrying about what ifs. Somehow, morning came along and you didn't believe that you didn't sleep a wink that night. The next day, you said to yourself, I really hope that doesn't happen again. I have to sleep tonight. And what happened? You didn't sleep for a second night in a row. From then on, you became terrified of the bed, terrified of the bedroom even, plagued with a fear of not sleeping, lying there as if you were in another dimension while your adrenaline pumped in your veins, preventing any hope of shut-eye. The stakes got higher. You worried now that not sleeping was affecting your work or school, your relationships, and more importantly, your overall health. The spiral began and you started to make the mistakes we outlined. But your fifth and final mistake, the most powerful one reinforcing your sleeplessness, is believing in false statements. Be honest. Have you said any of the following to yourself? I don't sleep like normal people. I have a broken sleep mechanism. Nothing works for me. My problem is unique. The truth you must recognize and believe is no one has a faulty sleep mechanism. Your sleep problem is not unique. Chronic sleeplessness is mostly a mental problem. You therefore have a mental solution. Before your brain races to come up with excuses to disprove me, just try to hear me out until the very end. I mentioned before there is one fail-proof crutch that will ensure you sleep. This is the crutch that happy sleepers possess and those with chronic sleep issues do not. Know what it is? It's the belief in being able to sleep on your own. But how do you believe when all the evidence suggests you can't sleep, you ask? You will need to replace negative talk with positive statements. So rather than say to yourself, I really hope I can sleep tonight, start saying and writing down these statements. I slept like a log last night. I love sleeping. I can fall asleep anywhere. I'm getting better. Aren't these more empowering? You'll soon start to believe these statements and they will come true. Stop telling people how badly you slept. Brag to them instead how well you slept. This is what happy sleepers do all the time. You write your sleep story and it will come true. Stop searching for the miracle. This will take a little time, but know that everything you have to cure yourself is inside of you already. You are not broken. You just need to believe. Of course, on your road to recovery, ensure you get up at the same time every day. Routine is good for you. Just like eating at the same time every day will boost your metabolism because your stomach expects food at that time, the same can be said about sleep. You'll naturally feel sleepy at the same time. Make sure you don't lie in bed when you're not sleepy. Get up and do something boring and return to bed when you're sleepy again. Rinse and repeat as many times as necessary, even if you don't sleep a wink. Get out of bed at the usual time. Also, don't take naps. Naps will mess up your sleep cycle. So to sum up, don't rely on pills. Stop trying so hard to fall asleep. Stop calling yourself an insomniac. Stop looking for a cure. Get up at the same time every day. Don't lie in bed when you're not sleepy. Don't take naps. Replace negative talk with positive talk of how well you slept. Believe in your ability to sleep on your own. I hope you'll give this a try if you're struggling with chronic sleeplessness. Do come back and let us know in the comment section when you're on the road to recovery.